Hi guys, welcome to this video. When we release our ISOs, and we've just released the holiday ISOs, we also give two videos. One, how to stay rolling, just made that one, it's going online. And this one is the what's new, July, August, what did we do? So the holiday release is now online, version 21.09, so 9 stands for September. We've just pulled it 1 month earlier because of the fact that we've bought a new, server, bigger and better server from SeatHost. We had to change the word bike into and in the etc Pacman D ArcoLinux. As a result, anything that was pointing to those servers got a 404 error. So that's why we've pulled the release to mid-August. The advantage is that we have 26 ISOs now. I was developing the LTS ISO. Some of us, and it was already shared on Discord on LTS to beta test, that some hardware out there just works better with the Linux LTS or the long-term support kernel. And then it provides as well the Nvidia LTS. So it's another way, another in, let's say, into the ArcoLinux University to learn about Linux using the LTS kernel. So this video is all about what's new. Let's quickly have a scroll through it. We have lots of choices. Some distributions don't give that, right? It's just X4 or BetaRes and that's it. And you don't have any choice about a small swap, big swap. We believe in choices, but we saw that we knew, but we found a nice solution, I think, for it, that there is a trap in making and giving you, a beginner, all these Linux choices. It raises lots of questions which you can't answer, and then you start clicking and making all the wrong choices. So the ArcoLinux University, I want to have a word there. But first, let's scroll through. There's something new. The ArcoLinux DesktopThresher has been asked for quite a lot. It's a difficult process because it's never going to be 100% perfect, but I hope you're happy with what's the result already. So it's provided without any guarantees, use with care, functionality of other desktops may be compromised, make backups. I mean, it is a way to remove any of the desktops that you've installed, for example, with the tweak tool, right? You want to try out, awesome, okay, cool, not my thing, right? And then you go to this tool, the DesktopThresher, and remove awesome. Then you go to bsp.lm, install that one with the ArcoLinux tweak tool, and so on. So that's the deal. Wipe on, wipe off. That's what I've called it, like a Karate Kid, right? Install, remove, install, remove. So the Thresher is new, use with care, and use it in the experimentation phase when you say, don't know what desktop to choose. That's the ideal moment. It's not your working computer, it's your playing computer, it's your testing computer. Play along. If there are some packages left behind, doesn't matter because you're gonna install it later with an ArcoLinux B Plasma, for example, that you've chosen. So that's new. The ArcoLinux University, I want to have a word there first. Some people just go too quickly and jump in to the ArcoLinux D. I think that's the most important thing to say. That ArcoLinux, that there is a certain learning phase if you're a beginner in ArcoLinux. You don't go running the marathon if you can't even run 5 kilometers, right? Or 5 miles. You don't do that. So first is phase 1. Try to figure out ArcoLinux, try to figure out your drivers, your Bluetooth, your printers. Does it all work? And then phase 2 maybe, and phase 3, and phase 4, 5. And here is ArcoLinux D. Phase 6. So that's not tomorrow, that's not in a week, that's in months, in years' time. You have the time to go through all these phases. Don't rush it. All right, that's my general feeling and advice. So, other question that we still get, and it's all here, ArcoLinux info. What are all these ISOs for, right? This is it. Take a look. There's even a nice image for it to show you which is which. It's crowded, I know, but it makes sense if you just focus on one thing. Then ArcoLinux XL is extra large, all pre-installed software, and here it says no software pre-installed, but Calamaris installs software. You see? So study it a little bit and then you'll know what it is. That's another thing. People ask questions about how to install. It's explained. ArcoLinux.com installation. We have here all the things what you should do to start. Start here. And this one is installation. And we have videos about how to install the XL, how to install XS, and even the new one now, ArcoLinux XS LTS. Main thing, there is no difference but the kernel. That's it. You wanted an ISO to boot with the Linux LTS kernel. That's the only difference. It is an XFCE with no software, no internet, no browser and stuff like that, no torrents, nothing. But the difference is the kernel. The other one as well, of course, ArcoLinux D, if you are ready for that phase, there is a video here as well. It's gonna be tough and interesting. It's great for learning, but maybe, well, the message is clear, don't start too soon. I've put also some playlists underneath because this is the last video, but every video I've made, there is always something interesting in there. That's maybe a general remark as well here underneath. We have here the playlist of all the ArcoLinux videos, of all the ArcoLinux XS videos and XS LTS, that's the new one. So there's just one there. The thing is, learn via the playlist. There are lots of playlists and you can focus on a certain topic, kernels or Nvidia or something like that. It's all there. And then finally, Eric is going to talk about what's new. So the holiday release of 2021, holiday for us is always July and August. And this is the solution, I think, that will help lots of people. That's all these choices. It means you need to have more knowledge to make a wise choice. Choosing packages is okay, but then it starts with drivers and kernels and stuff like that. So we have given you a beginner installation where it's super simple and it's basically like any other Linux distribution out there. I've installed a few in July and August, and basically Calamaris is not used. The potential, the functionality what we give and what we can do with Calamaris is awesome, and it's not used. It's just simple. Well, you'll see, and we've given you the choice to choose no swap, small swap, big swap, and file, and also Ext4, ButterFS, F2FS, etc. So we've given you those choices. What other distros do not give you. It's just fixed. It's gonna be ButterFS or it's gonna be Ext4. That's it. Don't believe in that, right? I do believe in freedom. So in the beginner installation, at least you get that particular part of freedom, which of course will result in some questions for users, but it's good. It's a beginner installation. It will be much better for those who are starting Linux than the advanced one. So that's that. The ArcoLinux D is now just great, right? Because when you do ArcoLinux D in beginner installation, it's gonna be black. It's the way it was intended for those people who remember Antergos and installed Antergos and used the base installation. For me, that was practical. I just needed the graphical interface to get to my system, and then I said sudo pacman -s, give me LightEM, give me LightEM GTK greeter, give me XFCE, boom. It worked, right? So that's basically this thing again. And a very basic, I think 10 or 9 ArcoLinux packages, wallpapers counted with it and stuff like that. But it gives you all the freedom you need to build it up again and install the packages from ArcoLinux, and not anything, for example, from ArcoLinux, but just what you need. So that's your picture, I think, from ArcoLinux D, so the same look. The only difference is I've changed the name because, well, this is going to be a base installation, and you'll end up in a black screen, a TTY, and then you say commands, 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 or your own scripts, and you have a system up and running in no time. Now, thanks to Bookie, I hope I pronounced it correctly, on the forum, he was really investing time in how to figure out, together with me, why is he not booting from the old ISO, the one from July. And we figured out that although it said on ArcoLinux that when you install the Nvidia, the XF86 Video Nouveau is blacklisted, it just can't be there. It just can't be there. So what we've done, we've made an extra line for him, Nvidia with no Nouveau. And that made all the world of difference. That made a world of difference, and he had a graphical installation and reboot afterwards. So, thanks to the time invested by him, by me, voila, we've got ourselves a new BIOS and a new UEFI boot up with new lines, Nvidia, or Nvidia without this no Nouveau thing, this new XF86 Video Nouveau not present. And since I had to make this one, I've made this one as well. Voila, choices, choices. One of those will surely boot up your system and install your drivers or your ArcoLinux with a graphical boot up again, right? Because that was the issue, a black screen afterwards. So that's the change, big change. I hope that's gonna be a solution for many of us out there, because there's so many hardware out there, and making something for that fits all seems to be like something we can't build. We've also added a Pacman hook to automatically run a certain application for Nvidia LTS, Nvidia DKMS. So you have, let's hope, right, no black screens for all these Nvidia users that are out there. We're using the Calamares version 41.1. Yeah, we've removed the VirtualBox guest utility Nox, so the night builds. We're back to the guest utils. It means we've been using guest utils for 4 years. At a certain point, Arch ISO had this Nox thing in there, so I've put it in there. We're gone back. I don't think it was that, there was another issue, I think, but anyway, doesn't matter because we've been using this one for 4 years, so we're happy with that. Now, there was this VM tool service failed or something, that kind of message that people got. And VMware is not our virtual machine. It's not our virtual official machine, nor is QEMU. So we're back to, here are the packages. We'll not activate it, so it's not enabled. Guys that are using VMware for their virtual machines, that's the only thing you should type. That's the only thing you should remember. Sudo systemctl enable vmtools dservice now. Press Ctrl Alt Enter twice, and you got, in my case, the correct resolution 1920, 1080. Done. So that's not a lot of work, but we will not enable it because users get this message of failed service or something like that, and they start, well, asking questions. Why is this looking like that, right? So that's changed. The same documentation there. On the morning of the 2nd of August, we had this Pacman init service failed. We had our file maybe even for 3-4 years like that. And suddenly, out of the blue, it didn't work anymore. So that's what I've shown, I think, in the other video, the stay rolling video, is we've had to change the content of the Pacman init service file. And that's explained in, I think, 4 videos, right? If you have this, then this. If you have this, then do this, etc. So I think it's that one. I don't know. Anyway, because of all that, we also made a alias. So the future things, if future updates come along, and we think it's gonna be something about keys, we do the keyfix. We have now everywhere a simple alias. We type keyfix and just runs. It does our thing. It's technical, but we don't care. I mean, keyfix is there to fix the key. Voila. And that's all you need to know. Done. And voila, we can update and everything is fixed. Then you're happy and an update comes in. So keyfix, remember the alias. We've moved from ArchISO. You know that this is the file or the package from ArcoLinux that provides the ArcoLinux ISO on the arcolinux.org website. That's how they built their ISOs, and we use the same file. Thanks to Calamaris, great, thank you guys for supporting, is that we have this available now. We don't need the Calamaris tool anymore. We've built the Calamaris tool exactly to do this. So it was put online on the GitHub of Calamaris. Please could you provide a possibility, a drop down to format our systems like ButterFS or JFS, etc. So it's in there. Calamaris has it. So we don't need it. Calamaris tool is out. The DesktopThresher, I mentioned that one already. So removing everything. The design will change. I responded to somebody, oh, the design can be better. I said, yeah, it's 0.0.1. So we'll work on that. But the functionality is there. You can trash the desktop in this way that if the tool finds a file in the user share X sessions, it finds this, it'll give it in a list and you can remove it. But sometimes files don't get removed and they're still there. And then you have the simple list of the 22 desktops we have, and you try to trash it again. So you see if the dependencies are gone, and then maybe the packages are removed. That's the message, and that's all explained in a video. Very longer than what I've just explained. And better, surely. Yeah, we had this what if at some point in time. No, that's something else, Eric. What we've done is we've changed Calamaris to our own liking. The swap file is now bigger, 2 GB by default. We can't set it yet. Well, we hope that we can set in Calamaris, that we can set also here when we say swap to file, that we can fill in a number or something like that. So we can actually set it not to 512, but to 1 GB, 2 GB. I think I said it wrong in the other video. I said kilobytes, it was megabytes. Anyway, so 2 GB is by default, which is not that much, but it's much better than 512. So that's changed. It's now by default 2 gig if you use the swap to file. Lots and lots of work in the Calamaris software catalog, 50 new packages, nice little tool, played around with candy icons and the beauty line, I think it's called. We'll see it later on. So lots of packages have been changed, not only this, but like I said, 50 more. You choose in the drop down what you want. And here it is. So a combination of beauty line, candy icons, smash them together, put in extra work for a day to have it working on XFCE, Plasma, Mate, Cinnamon, I think. And also created a logout theme. So the logout is the same as the icons we're using, and explained everything, how to do that. And then of course the most technical thing is the ArcoLinux XS LTS, giving some of our users the availability to boot straight into LTS. So when you boot, when you burn your ISO with Etcher, right, on the USB, boot up immediately with LTS, and also of course end with LTS. And if you decide to install the Nvidia package, it will be the Nvidia LTS package. So all that has been taken care of for you as well. The difference between ArcoLinux XS and XS LTS, simply put, few sentences Then in 10 seconds time I can say this, all right, then I make a video. The difference is XS has a Linux kernel, LTS has the Linux LTS kernel. Done. That's it. That's the difference. We tried to make the no mode set line different, and we added no APiC and no ACpi, no Splash, IRCPol. These are all things you find in other distros. If you install other systems, Linux systems, try tab, try E, and see what they're saying. So you can add these things, but we tested it out and we got errors. Like, oops, this is not a good idea to put this out there for everybody. It might work for your system, but on my system, some of my systems, that made things worse. That's not what we want, right? But I left it in to tell you guys, if you are on grub, and you can actually edit these things. You can type no APiC, no ACpi, depending on the messages, the error things you see on your screen. You say, ooh, that's something to do with ACPI. Let's put no ACPI behind it. Let's see. Trial and error. I had another what if. We've added the folder personal at some point in time in our learning phase, learning path. You have the phase 7, phase 6, phase 5. Phase 5 is where you go to the ArcoLinux B and start building. When you build, you sometimes want to have your own configurations. I have this termite config, and I have a bash RC of my own, and I have this, and I have that, and I have this, and I want it all on my ISO. Well, that's this idea. Put everything already in a folder called personal. Install like usual. Reboot and type personal. We've made an alias called personal. What does that do? Let's first do an alias, because I don't want to mess up my design, right? What does that do? It will copy paste everything in my personal folder to my home directory. So whatever I put in there, .configs, and plenty of folders in there, .local, plenty of folders in there, bash RC, you name it, right? X resources, it's all changed. It's your thing. You put everything in the personal. When you reboot, you type personal. It's gonna copy paste everything in that folder to your home directory. Super, super fast. All your settings are applied. Yeah. First reboot. Yeah, I need to continue with my CWM tutorials and seem not to be able to get there. What's new and how to stay rolling will be edited right now after this video. But the video we're talking about now is this one. What's new? So that means we're at the end of the video. This is our holiday release. It is now our 27 ISOs because of the fact that we have the LTS there. So let's hope that more people are helped with it. We've asked around on Telegram, on Discord, and there seemed to be a demand for people having this LTS kernel at boot time already. All right, have fun. Enjoy our videos. Remember, there are actually lots and lots of articles and videos already out there. Use YouTube Smart. There is our channel, and in the channel you can search. There are playlists, and in the playlists you can search for topics and master Linux, basically, because that's why we do it. We want to learn ourselves. We want to share it with you. All right, have fun.